Welcome back to the channel. It's Thursday, which means it is race time. I'm going with the orange again tonight. Already got Zwift loaded up, back to a normal race. I'm hoping that I do better this week than I did on the TT ride last week, or the TT race. Fingers crossed I'll be doing better. But I'm going to jump on. It's about 25 minutes away actually, so I'm going to jump on and just do a bit of a warm-up lap around Watopia before joining the pens. So I'll see you on the start line. I'm on the bike, 5 seconds to go. I didn't get as much of a warm-up as I'd like because I had problems getting that camera to connect. I ended up having to restart a lot of stuff, but off we go. And once again, try and stay with this group. So I'm going to shut up and try and sit in with them. So come on. Alright, 2 minutes in, the Bs will be about to start now. Cs have already gone. Huge group of Ds. I'll try and read some names out if I can. J Craft, M Reed, R Elsden, S Monday, A Evans, C Shand, P Rose, J Kerr, M Cross, A Hugenveen, R Hamilton. A big group. If everyone finishes tonight, we had 42 starters. If everyone finishes, that's our biggest race. Last week was 41. But yeah, the plan at the moment, as usual, stay with this group. And luckily I picked up a feather. I'm hoping I'll be able to save some of the problem on that climb with that with the feather, but we'll see. Little way till we're there yet though. Oh, that didn't help. I lost the camera for a minute there. Hopefully that won't keep cutting out. I don't know how long it was off for, so luckily I didn't spend too long trying to fix that and not focusing on the race. Right, so it looks like the C's are about 47 seconds behind. I'm losing again. The about to hit the hill. And let's see where on earth I end up after this. Come on. Right, got to the top of the hill. The C's are now hot on my tail. Literally 2 seconds behind. I'm going to just coast down here, get my legs back. Obviously lost some of the D's off the front. Now like 30 seconds ahead. So hopefully some of the D's that got caught on that hill can group together. Here's the first C to catch, then C more. I'm riding with J Craft here. There's some more. They're the B riders. C White, Stu, Petter, they've all come flying through. No way I can hang on to the back of those guys, so I'm going to sit in here with J Craft, try and work together to get a bit of advantage there. I just tried to jump on with these C's and B's. J Bushell, A Pimer, N Veach and MK. A Evans is here as well. And J Robinson. And a few more now joining. I'm not sure I've got enough to stay. Maybe we'll get a group out of this somehow. One lap gone nearly. Another one to go. Another time up with that. Blasted Leg Snapper. Well, we got a nice little group here then. N Beach, Jay Robinson, A Pimer, A Evans, MK, and me, I think. I'm having to push quite a bit to keep up in places, and I've got no idea where we are in relation to others. So the Bs look, there's a group about 10 seconds to 15 seconds ahead. There's some more Bs and Cs about 30 seconds back, so there's no way I can look ahead at the moment. Just focusing all my efforts in keeping in the draft with these guys. I know I won't be there once we go up that hill, but any time advance I can get now, I've got to take. I'm really having to put out some effort now to stay with this group. I've just had a couple of Bs catch, C Swan and D Stark. Now N Corbin 16 seconds ahead, to 24 seconds ahead to the next ride group. Oh, and then a jump to 37 seconds. I can't see behind. But yeah, having to go and dig deeper every time to try and stay in this group. I'm coming up to the hill in a second. Just want to try and stay with them until we get there. Oh, come on. Right, here we are. Got to the climb. I have just about lost the back of them at the start, but it's pretty irrelevant at this point. Now it's just a case of get up here. Probably a lot slower than I did the first time, as my legs are shot. And then downhill, around back to the start. 4k to go, come on. A Cat just gone through, R Oz, N Slevin, B Cat, and is it Eric? Sorry, I didn't see the other two bigger names rolling across. I'm going to shut up and get up this hill. Look how much time I lost on that hill. That group's now nearly a minute ahead. Jay Craft is 14 seconds ahead. Got a group behind me. A Evans and C Finlayson about 8 seconds ahead, behind. And then G Evans, C Barry, C Waring and R Hamilton. I have not got a lot left in my legs. That is for sure. I think the two behind me are definitely going to catch me. Just need to try and hang on to their coattails when they do. 2.3 kilometres to go. Come on. Alright, I'm not coming anywhere. I'm going to jump ahead, see if there's a sprint to the line between S Monday and J Craft. I'm absolutely spent. Just keep going at my pace in the background. Hey, come across the line. S Monday putting down 5 watts per kilogram. They're going for it. Race to the line. Who's going to get there first? Going to go to the wire. Oh, I think it was S Monday who got it. I can't get my cursor back to me. There we go. Right, let's get me across the line. Oh. Woo. Ah. Whew. If it hadn't been for those hills, I think I would have done all right there. Still not my greatest watts, 246 watts, but definitely a huge improvement on last week. I felt quite strong. It was a difficulty to hang on to those groups. The D cat was big. There was a couple of times I nearly dropped off the back, and then the C cat that I jumped onto was obviously, I think, going a little bit quicker, and that just. But I had it carried on flat and not gone up the hill, I would have fallen off the back at that point anyway. But at least these split start races give you another group to jump on at the back if there's another cat coming through. Oh, but yeah, I actually really enjoyed that one. Aside from the leg snapper, let's have a look at the results then. Who won it in the end? Haha, I know who's going to be rubbing it in about that one. Petter in first, 1 second ahead of Stu. Awesome to see you at a race, Stu. I know the time difference over to Oz, but you've always said you wanted to come on one, and unfortunately Petter beat you. But awesome. Cheers for coming, and I hope to see you on the Sunday ones as well coming up. C White in third, 28.35. J Bushell fourth. L Evans in fifth. So we haven't got any A cats over the line yet. N Corbin, these have all been B cats. Couple of seconds gap between a lot of them. C Moore first C cat over the line, 7th, 29.22. Some close racing here. M Reed, D cat. This is the group. I think, was I in this group for a while? 29.23. Second behind. Second back is R Elsden in 9th. 10th B Davies. 11th C Shand, all within seconds. Again, just a millisecond back. G Fat Bike. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I forgot. I keep doing that, don't I? Quality production here. Move me up there so I can see better. R Oz in 13th. Eric. So R Oz and Eric, A-Cat riders tonight. Too much of a gap to make up to the front group, but awesome riding nonetheless. D Stark in 15th, 29.35. C Swan. N Slev in 17th. P Rose, 29.54. Then just tipping over the 30-minute mark. N Veach, MK, M Pimer, A Pimer, J Robinson, J Craft. So that little group there, P Rose, N Veach, MK, A Pimer, I was in for a little while and then lost on the hill. Yeah, J Craft stayed. Well, we got on the bottom of that first hill, stayed with you until we went up again, and then that was it. S Monday 24th, 31.04. Craig trying to lead me over the line, but I just didn't have the legs. But thank you. In 25th, myself in 26th, 31.26. And then a few seconds behind, G Evans, followed by A Evans, second back. And then C Barry, C Waring in 30th. R Hamilton 31st, 31.54. J Kerr 32nd. D Howarth 33.54. And A Hugenveen, apologies, in 34th. And I think we're probably all in the same boat there, where we got together. That DCAT got to the bottom of that hill pretty much together. And I know from my experience, being a bigger rider, you need to stick with that group because you struggle to catch. If you lose the draft, you're just left out the back for a while. And then it's a solo effort, and somehow sometimes lighter riders can catch you. So that just shows when you hit the bottom of that hill, it completely split the group. And some of them finishing, I managed to just about catch on to that second group and get the advantage of the draft. We have someone else over the line. B Watson, 35th, 35.52. Awesome effort for everybody else who's still pushing, even though you're on your own at the back. You get there. It will get there, and you'll be in with that group. And I can tell you, it's amazing when you get there because it's so much fun. I'm going to give some ride-ons, and then I'll catch up. See if we had 42 riders according to the top, so there might be some more finishing coming across. So let me tick these off, and we'll meet up again to finish off the last few. I don't think we've got anyone else coming over the line. 35 finishers. I will keep a lookout on the companion app afterwards, but I'm going to go and have a shower and have my dinner. And the plan, hopefully, is to get on the bike again tomorrow to tick off another ride on the Tour de Zwift, depending on how the workday goes. But I'll see you then. It's Saturday morning, time for the group ride. I did jump on last night and did the Tour of Watopia stage 4 longer route round, is it the Serpentine 8 or something, around the jungle, which is super fun. Did it on a gravel bike. But I'll talk about that after. We've got a couple of minutes now until today's group ride starts. Looking forward to it. Quite a few people on there as well. So quite a lot of riding I've done this week actually. Thursday with the race, Friday with the Tour of Zwift, Tour de Zwift, and then the ride today. And still not sure about the races tomorrow, but we shall see. But I'm going to get on and do this, jump on the Discord and have the usual Saturday morning chat, which I'm really looking forward to. I'll see you after. Group ride done this morning. I am now on the way in the car to the bike shop in Windsor, which is about 20 minutes away from where I live, just to see what work my outdoor bike needs so that I can ride it again. I'm also going to ask them about sort of weight limits and recommendations for me as a heavier rider, so I can hopefully use the bike sooner than what I might have done before. So I'm going to take it over, see what they say, leaving it there overnight. They do the service tomorrow, so I get to pick it up tomorrow. Let's just keep fingers crossed that it's not too expensive. So bike all dropped off then. I don't know how much it's going to cost me to get sorted. They're going to give it a good look over, make sure it's all right. I think they did mention it might need a new chain and a few other bits and bobs, but we shall see tomorrow. I did ask the question about weight limits. My bike is a Cube, and they don't have any, they're not a Cube retailer, so they couldn't give me any advice on it. But they could on the wheels. The wheels themselves have got a 120 kilogram weight limit. And I have looked when I've got back at the Cube website, and I think my bike has a 115 kilogram weight limit. So I have a little way to go to be able to ride that outside. But so my weigh-in was, today is Saturday. I weighed in yesterday. And the previous one to that was a week Monday ago, if that makes sense. And in that time I've lost just over 7 pounds. So it's going in the right direction. There's a little bit of a way to go still to get, my target is to be able to ride that bike on the 20th of March at Goodwood. I can only hope and keep pushing to achieving that. And I've done a lot of riding this week. I've been really quite pleased with it, to be honest. With the last few days, having done the race on Thursday night, I jumped on and did the Tour of Watopia on Friday night. And I did the group ride this morning, plus some extra rides earlier in the week. So I'm feeling quite strong. And if we talk about the race, whilst I didn't, and I never do, I didn't come near the front, I definitely felt so much better than I did the week before. And to sit in with those groups it's just fantastic. I got blown out the back, as I always do, from hill climbs. And, the first climb up with the decat, by the time we got to the back, I'd lost 30 seconds on them, and then the second climb round I lost 60 seconds on the group I was with. So there's no hope in me catching that back up, especially with the draft. But what I like with so many people is that when you drop back, you can drop into a different group, and the advantage of the draft in that group is huge. If you miss it from the start line, then you've got a big amount of work to do, and that's why I always start from the off and try and get into that group, because tactically that hopefully pulls me away from people that are behind, and when I eventually drop off that front group, I've got a bit of a gap that I can try and defend, essentially. But awesome ride. Now, there was a great sprint at the end between Petter and Stu, which obviously I didn't catch because I was too busy trying to do my own thing in the race, but I've got a screen catcher from Petter's stream, so I'll put that on now, and it came pretty close. And to have You know, Stu, that was a 5:30 in the morning race. I mean, racing at 5:30 in the morning is not something that I could do, but it was great to have Stu along. He often comes on our Saturday group ride because it's a bit later. It's sort of his evening in Australia. But brilliant racing at the end. It was great to see it and be able to. I was gutted that I missed it, and then I remembered that Petter streams it, so I could catch up on it afterwards. So really, really enjoyed that. And then, as I said, I jumped on to do the Tour de Zwift. I didn't realise how quickly the next stages of the Tour de Zwift come round. And I was expecting to jump on and do the previous stage when I noticed it had ticked over. So we ended up doing the jungle route. And for anyone who has known me for a while, I do not like the jungle route. I had a bit of an issue that's happened over 2 days. My daughter's not been very well. And we were in the middle of trying to give her a test last night, and we had to give up after about half an hour, but I literally jumped on the bike last night for that ride. As it ticked to 0, I started pedalling, and unfortunately I missed the draft from the huge group as you get in those rides. I missed them from the start, and then I realised I hadn't changed my bike, so I made the mistake. As we were going into the jungle, I stopped and changed bike then. I realised that I should probably have stayed with the draft in the group, got to the bottom, and then changed bike. I had riders catching me and I was catching other people throughout the ride, but I was definitely not in with a group in any way. But I'm glad I did change to that bike because it does make that entire route a lot more tolerable. But good to get that stage ticked off, and did the longer ride as well, so I'm really, really pleased with that. And then today's group ride was really good fun, just to get on Discord and have a chat with everybody again, whilst we went up Box Hill twice. What have we got coming up? So tomorrow, which obviously you guys will see afterwards, is the first stage of the tour of Yorkshire that we are doing. I don't know whether I'm going to get to that or not. It depends how well tonight's Packers game goes. At the moment, I'm feeling quite tired. I've had today has sort of changed into attempted to take more tests with the little one. And throughout the day, we've actually worked out that it's tonsillitis that she's got. We've been on through 111, and my wife has gone out to try and get her antibiotics as we speak, and she's currently on her way to, I think, the 4th pharmacy. So the pharmacy that the doctor sent it to from 111 was shut. She managed to pull that from a different pharmacy, pulled the prescription over, but they didn't have it. So she's now out and about in 2 other places trying to pick up the prescription. So as amazing as our NHS is, she's now trying her best to get the medication for our little one. But thankfully it's not anything else, it's tonsillitis. And she's feeling a bit sorry for herself sat downstairs at the moment. So we've had a bit of a crazy day today. So I'm quite tired actually, if I'm completely honest. And I attempted to stay up till 1:15 to watch the Packers game tonight through till 3:30, 4:00, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then jump on the ride at 9 o'clock. I don't know. I will do my best to get there, but we'll see how it goes. And of course, stage 2 will be next Sunday. The rides we've got coming up next week, we have the Tuesday Trundle, which is our unbanded ride. And a couple of weeks ago, we had 40 plus people come to the ride. This week was slightly lower in number, and been mulling it over with a couple of people about, possibly because some of the more capable riders don't want to keep being pulled back, and some of the slower riders might feel that they're holding the group up. So what we're going to try this week for the first time is splitting it into 2 groups. I'm going to set them up in the ride as C and D Cat. Each of those will have different ride leads. So Craig, who is stepping in for Jill, who's off doing a cycling holiday in Europe, Craig will run the category C, we'll call it, which will run at around 1.5 to 2 watts per kilogram. And then I will run a ride around 1 to 1.5 watts per kilogram. So you can join either of those rides. They will still be unbanded, but it will mean that there's 2 separate rides going at different speeds. And we thought we'd trial it this week. So come along, give it a go, and we'll see how we get on with those ones. We then have our Thursday night race, which this week is handicap week. So everyone adjusts their weight so that their FTP divided by their weight in kilograms equals 2.5, essentially levelling everyone off at 2.5 watts per kilogram as their maximum level, I guess essentially is what it means. And then that has led to some brilliant racing towards the line in terms of bunching towards the end and sprints. It's my favourite one because I get the chance to be at the front or involved at the front of races. So come along for that one. That's on Thursday night. The links to both of those rides will be in the description below. And then we also have our Saturday casual ride, our social ride, where we all jump on Discord. And that is a banded ride. That's the one to come if you're new to Zwift, if you're new to the group, you're a little bit nervous about joining group rides or whatever, because it's banded. So that means that it keeps, Zwift does all the calculations and keeps the group together, so that as long as you are pedalling your wheels, you will be kept in the group. You might be towards the back, but it will keep you in with it. And actually there's moments where you get a nice tug, especially going up a hill. It's lovely, you get a nice little pull over the crest of a hill if you're towards the back. So yeah, don't be nervous about joining those rides, even if you come along for like 10-15 minutes and that's it, that's all you can do. It's, you know, there's nothing other than supporting this group, so come along and give it a go. And that's on Saturday mornings. We have to do that one by a sign up route because it needs to be done through a Zwift meetup. Links will be in the description below, so that's either on Spond or through a Google form sign up, and then I'll send out the ride invites nearer the time. But that is this week. I am feeling really, really positive. I feel like I've done a lot on the bike this week. My legs are feeling strong. I've woken up every morning and not felt the achiness in my legs that I've been having recently. So I feel like I'm getting stronger. Great race this week. See how tomorrow goes if I go. And yeah, on to next week with lots of energy and lots of enthusiasm to tick more of those stages of the Tour de Zwift off. So yeah, if you have enjoyed it, do hit like, subscribe. One last thing to say, playoff game tonight, go Pack go.